Good morning. How's it going? We're cleaning today, okay? We're resituating the salon. We are passing the torch, okay? So instead of being in here slaving, and not that it was ever a slave, but instead of coming in here and working behind the chair, I am now passing the torch for my assistant, longtime assistant, to be able to take over. And now I get to just come in here and make sure the place is all nice and clean and prepared for him. And I'm loving it. So let me clean off the bottom of this salon chair, and then we will fold some towels and talk about what it feels like to pass along the torch and give up and surrender that level of control. It's not easy. So give me one moment, y'all. Hey, y'all. All right, so I reconfigured this corner over here. There was this right here was over there. And so I wanted to make that a little bit more clean. I also moved the chair forward. So me and Demi are two different sizes, okay? So I used to work in a little corner right up and through here. And Demi needed a little bit more working space. So I moved my chair forward. I cleared out that corner to give it a little bit more openness so it wouldn't feel so crowded over there. And I also moved my station over so that my chair that's right there, I'm about to go grab it, so that my chair could fit right in this little nook right here. See, good morning. So we're gonna fold towels. I have a whole hamper here of towels, so we're gonna fold those, and we're gonna talk about the salon, okay? If you want to be a salon owner, I encourage you to. If you want to be a salon owner, I definitely encourage you to. However, be prepared, okay? Be prepared. Are you really a boss like you think you're a boss? Are you? Because I dare say that you may just want to be a solo stylist, and that's okay. Salon suites are here for you, okay? But if you are wanting to have multiple chairs, have people underneath you, you need to go back to the drawing board a little bit more, okay? You need to write out some things. You need to plan some things. You need to have a whole handbook in place, okay? You need to have scenarios written out. You need training, okay? And at the end of the day, being able to train someone having to train someone is a full-time job. That's not going to be something that you can do while you're also behind the chair, okay? So you may have to take some time off to do this. You may need to, surrender being a stylist for some time, or, you might be better than me. You might be able to do both. But for me, baby, just a little bit of information. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jamila Evans, and on this channel, we talk about Black beauty both inside and out. Okay, when I say inside and out, I'm talking about not only hair care, but also mental health. You cannot show up, okay? Even if you look good on the outside, good morning. Even if you look good on the outside, you cannot show up if your inside isn't together, if your mental health isn't together. So that is why we put both of those together on this channel, especially because I am in the beauty industry and I do struggle sometimes to keep a stable mental space. And when I say that, child, let me lay it on thick for you all. I have 3-year-old twins, okay? I am a wife. I am a salon owner. I care sometimes more for my clients than I care for myself. So And all of that, I'm trying to fight and find time for me. A lot of mamas can relate. A lot of business owners can relate. A lot of salon owners can relate. So we are folding towels today for the person who just asked what we're doing. And so essentially, I like to not only come on here and tell you all how to take care of your hair, what to do to have healthy, moisturized, long, curly hair. I also want to advocate for the things that aren't being talked about enough, right? And one of those things can also incorporate what it takes to be a business owner, okay? Not a lot of people are taking and venturing into entrepreneurship. And if you're considering it, I definitely recommend you do it. However, do not go into it blindly. Do not go into it thinking it's just gonna be roses and daisies, okay? You get to make your own schedule. Yes, you do get to make your own schedule, but you will be working more hours for your own business than you ever work for somebody's 9 to 5. Okay, you are on call, you and you alone. Okay, if they need somebody who they gonna call, they're gonna call you. They're not gonna call you backup man. Ain't no backup man. Okay, so that is why in this season it is so beautiful and so amazing that I am passing the torch. It has been hard. It has been very challenging trying to find someone who I felt was competent, who I could trust, and who was going to buy into the vision. Okay, when you are starting a company, when you have a brand, okay, when you have a reputation about you and your shenanigans, you don't want somebody coming around tearing that up, okay? Someone who doesn't care about you and they don't have a pot to piss in, as they say, they will never care about your pot, okay? So you want to make sure that you vet and bring on people who genuinely are interested in adding to what you have already built, okay? And they can see the vision of where you're going and how they can be a part of that. And they also are either not trying to steal a show or just team players, okay? So when people are looking or interviewing candidates to come into a company, a lot of times people aren't getting the jobs because they're not seeing that team and that camaraderie, that team building and that camaraderie in that person. They can't see how this person won't be selfish or won't go above and beyond for the greater good of all. And so few and far in between in this beauty industry, okay? Not talking about the whole industry, but a lot of times there are some interesting people in the industry, okay? If you went to hair school, you probably was in hair school with a lot of interesting people. And so those interesting people who you went to hair school with would eventually be your colleagues, potentially be your stylists, okay, your employees. And have you ever tried to corral a whole bunch of grown children? Yeah, it's chaotic, especially if you are parenting yourself as well. So I am very, very ecstatic. I'm very excited. Demi has been my on again, off again assistant for 8 years, okay? Period. Okay, he's been my assistant for that long. We have done hair shows together. We have done webinars, online webinars together. We have done online classes as far as, showcasing with models and all kind. We have done a lot, okay? We have packed up a lot. So we have done career fairs together. This man has been here, and I'm so proud of him, and I have been pushing him. I have been encouraging him, and the time has finally come, okay? And what that looks like is after 10, 11 years as a licensed cosmetologist, I have seen a lot of things. I have learned a lot of things. There have been a lot of things that I haven't wanted to go for that I didn't go for, but there were a lot of things I also went for. And as a stylist who is pushing the limits on the traditional ways of being behind the chair and what that looks like and retiring from behind the chair, I am so grateful that we have things like YouTube, we have things like computers and cameras in general, because the most beautiful thing about Demi coming onto the team is that he has his own attributes to add. We are both, of course, here to care for natural hair women, curly hair women, to educate women on, that's the mission. It has been made blatantly clear that it is bigger than us. It's not about us. It's not about what we want to do. It's about what has been needed in our area and in the industry. People need natural hair care, and not a natural hairstyle that says I do natural hair, but then presses your hair to high heavens, or mistreats your hair, or mishandles your hair, uses rat tail combs. No shade, no tea to people who may be mishandling thick curly hair, but we are here to style your hair how it grows out your scalp, right? And then a sea of lace fronts, braids, faux locks, protective styles, on and on and on, etc., etc. I am ever so grateful to just use shampoo, conditioner, and some styling products to send our clients out. And so the thing about Demi is that he is coming in with his own set of skills. Even though we are both here to service clients, we are taking texture to another level by incorporating our own unique talent. So for me, I enjoy content creating. I enjoy coming on here talking to you all. I enjoy community building, and so does Demi as far as community building is concerned. Demi is a arts major, if I'm not mistaken. So he has done film classes and editing classes, and so I cannot tell y'all what is coming down the pipeline, but all I know is that when me and Demi get together, we create magic. So with the client and the general public in mind, we will be helping people in salon one-on-one, even in group settings. I have done a wash and go like a pro class. That was really, really fun. Everybody came with their hair prepared, washed and damp, and we all worked on our hair together. We learned how to style our hair in a wash and go all together, and we all walked out with amazing hairstyles, and it was beautiful. So group settings, and then one to many. So not only within our actual brick and mortar, we definitely would love to throw more events virtually for more people to get what we call the natural hair gospel. I am just very, very sad and quite tired of seeing women with hair that is not flourishing. Okay, there's no good reason why your edges can't grow out, or your nape can't grow out, or your crown is broken off. All those things can be solved by some simple steps. And so as we continue to push out our message of simple hair care, proper education, hair education, I am excited and eager to see what kind of content we come out with and how we can make a larger impact in the industry. So Demi has proven himself. He is currently picking up with his clientele, so I'm very excited for him with that. Today he has a client, tomorrow he has a client. 2 days ago he had a client. No, today he has a client, the day after tomorrow he had a client, and yesterday he had a client. And so he is growing each and every day, and he is eager to learn, which is the best part, my favorite part of it all. And as a business owner, I am growing as well. I am, my first time I had my salon, I wasn't ready. Okay, a lot of people ain't gonna tell y'all that they messed up. Okay, a lot of people ain't gonna say, yeah, girl, no, it was me. It was me, y'all. I, at the time, did have undiagnosed ADHD. I think that knowing, if you are struggling with something and you can't pinpoint it, you don't know what it is, and it's constantly showing up day in and day out, and it's hard for you to get things done. If there's an underlying reason for that, you may want to know. Sorry, y'all, somebody coming up the steps, or someone's coming in the door. Are they going downstairs? You need to know that so that you can be in the know, so you can maneuver around it. And so at the time, I didn't realize that organization was a weakness of mine. I didn't realize that consistency was a weakness of mine. I was just living on a high, okay? I was just like, yes, child, this salon is here. It's perfect. It has everything in it. It has shampoo bowls. It has stations. It was a 6-chair salon, and it literally had everything in it. These towels came from that salon, okay? There was baskets and hampers of towels. There were products. There was gallons of shampoo and conditioner. There was a lot of stuff in there. We don't do trolls. We don't do them. We don't do them over here. Really quickly, let me go through these comments so I can reset the room. If you're just coming in, welcome. I'm Jamila Evans. On this channel, we talk about black beauty, both inside and out. I have been a licensed cosmetologist for the past 11 years, and this is my second salon space. And in this season, we are growing. And so I'm just talking about passing the torch along to my assistant and being really excited to see what comes down the pipeline for us as a brand. Texture, hair care, and education as a brand. Really quickly, Tanya says that she makes organic hair products. If y'all are interested in that, feel free to contact Tanya. Tanya, I don't do free promotions on my channel, but on your platform, you can definitely do that. I would encourage you to continue to grow your platform and share that with your following for sure. But I love that you make organic hair products. Let's see here. Okay, I didn't miss anything. So yes, y'all, when I had that first salon, I just was not ready. And then the pandemic happened. Ooh, child, we made it through the pandemic. I must say, I appreciate the Small Business Association here, the Women Business Center here. If you are not a beauty professional that's connected to your community, if you are just doing hair and connecting with people in the hair industry and haven't looked up to realize that there are plenty of many other kinds of businesses and business owners, I dare you to walk into your small business association, or we have a women's business center. We also have a entrepreneurial hub over there by the university. I dare you, especially if you're here in North Carolina where I'm at, I beg of you to go and speak to someone about your business and see how they can help you. See what resources they have for you. They have grants, they have loans, low interest loans. They have so many ways that you can start up if you haven't started up, and they have so many ways that you can continue to grow your business if you already are, doing what you got to do. And so when we made it through COVID, I said, okay, we got something here. There's a reason that we are still thriving. We're still going. There are people who were in business for 10, 15, 20 years. Some businesses were family businesses. Some businesses have been passed down from grandparent to parent to child, and they were closing during the pandemic, and somehow, some way, we survived, okay? And when they finally opened up the doors after a 3-month shutdown, when they finally opened up them doors to get back in the salon, nobody in my salon cared about COVID. Now, granted, we were, of course, taking the precautions to not spread it, but them women wanted their hair done, okay? And so after we made it through COVID, after that, child, I found I was having twins. And I had to be honest with myself. I had to literally say, Jamila, girl, you really aren't doing this as well as you could be doing this. And are you going to be able to handle this as a twin mom as well? Okay, what does that even look like, child? We over here trying to have a baby, and come to find out we were going to have two. And so I had to sit down and have a conversation with my husband, have a conversation with God, and whoever else is up there, okay? I had to have a conversation and say, what now? One moment, y'all. No, I didn't think you were trolling. I thought that, Tanya, I didn't think you were trolling. Someone else came on here and said, what are you yapping about? And then I read your comment. One moment. Tanya, I think it's amazing that you have a organic product line. I think that's amazing. I have never touched your products. I have never used your products. So for you to promote them here, I can't say yay or nay. I don't promote things that I don't know anything about. I was encouraging you to continue to ride for your company like you have done in the comments, but to just do that on your platform. That's it, that's all. We can connect, we can talk. No hate, no shade, no tea, no nothing. That comment literally was for play this They were being rude. That's it. That's all. But yeah, so we made the decision to close down that big salon. Okay, sis, peace and love, sis, not a promotion. I'm an older woman just trying to connect us all. Yeah, we can connect. In any video after this video, feel free to comment either, and we can share social media connections. If you want to find me on social media, I'm Jamila Evans on all things Facebook, Instagram, even LinkedIn. I would love to have a conversation. I'm all about connecting. Again, I just don't. You asked if you could put the link. Oh, how can I link up? I'm sorry, I didn't read well. I apologize. Jamila Evans on Instagram and Facebook. Lo siento. So, when I closed that salon, I had to reconfigure, okay? After that, I went straight into mommy mode, okay? I went into preparing mode, into really trying to accept what a reality with 2 kids look like. And I actually was put on early bed rest. And so after my early bed rest, I think at 20 weeks, 5 months or so, I decided to, I continued to manage my salon, but I really wasn't getting a lot of, and in all reality, I wasn't looking for no new stylists. I had already trained a few stylists. Some of them did okay, some of them didn't, but I just realized that the things I was trying to pour into my stylist, I was wanting it more for them than they was wanting it for themselves. Okay. And I was just like, yeah, I'm telling these people how to talk to the client and how to engage. And if you're not a people person, then maybe, doing hair isn't for you. And I really need that to be known, that when you are working intimately with someone, if I'm I'm the stylist, right? And this is the client in the chair and I'm doing their hair. They're right here. I'm right here. This is an intimate setting. Okay. And if you're not a people person, I want you to not be doing hair. If you are not able to sit and love on someone in your chair, do their hair, turn them around and let them see their hair and present it to them, and it's not something that you genuinely enjoy, do not do hair. And so I would be encouraging these stylists to, connect and get to know their clients. You can learn so many things from your clients. And even if you're not interested in building that deep of a relationship with your clients, you can still converse with them. You can still talk about the weather or something in the news or whatever the case may be. It was like pulling teeth. And so when I went on to bed rest, I managed the salon for a little while, and then I said, you know what, we're just gonna close you down. And coming back from that, I tried to go into a salon that didn't really work for me. I was there for a day, paid a month of booth rent, was there for a day, decided to create a suite inside of my home, which worked well for some time until it stressed me out. Personally, I want to give my clients a certain kind of experience, okay? This is a one-on-one intimate situation when people come in. Your appointment is your appointment. There is not a whole bunch of people in the salon when I am done. You come in and it's me and you until the next person comes in, until you're done. And so at my house, child, I'm over here listening to the kids, and my aunt is asking me stuff, and then my husband is in and out, walking through the loft area, and I was like, no. My clients only want their hair done. Their hair looks great, but I am not enjoying this experience, and it's not the experience that I have branded and wanted to present to my clients. So I found a salon space, and I worked there for a day. I was not ready to return back to the salon at the time. It had nothing to do, a little bit. It mainly had something to do with me not being ready. So I did the in-home salon suite, got tired of that, and then I went and found me a suite maybe about 10 minutes from here. That was going fine. I had every intention on staying there for some time until something else occurred, but the lady who was previously in this salon decided to move back home to Texas, and she hand delivered this salon space to me in my DMs. And that was nothing but God. This space is literally perfect. Okay, I have a chair here. I have my dryers here. Okay, I have space for a whole nother chair right here. There's enough space in here to do classes. There's enough space in here to have a party, have a function. There's enough space in here. Okay. All right. This is perfect for me. Okay. And so sometimes when you want something so badly, this is just a little small little, you know, sometimes when you want something so badly, or sometimes when you feel like you are failing, or you have to close something down or start all over or regroup, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, because this wasn't in my sight. It wasn't in my peripheral. I wasn't even envisioning something so perfect for me. Just enough for me. Enough to grow a little bit, enough to slow it down when I need to, enough to rent out, do day rentals maybe when I'm not here, or oversee and pass the torch on to my assistant, and still have a place where I can come in and service my own clients. So mold, shift, get a little uncomfortable, be open to other things. And then lastly, none of this could have been possible. Texture as a brand could not have been here if we were not using the internet, if we were not on Google, if we were not being front facing in our business and letting people know who we are and what we offer. Okay, so I'm so excited. I learned so much about salon ownership, business ownership in the big, huge salon that I wanted to take over. It did not go how I thought it would go, be it COVID, be it twin motherhood, be it the AD, whatever it wasn't the time for me. But I learned so much. And now, as I train Demi, we are documenting things. We are putting systems in place. We have SOPs. We have a contract. We have everything that we need. Okay. And it's a beautiful marriage. All right. I'm very excited. It has only been 2 weeks, and baby, we hitting the ground running. So I just wanted to come in, share that with you all, show you all a little bit of the behind the scenes. I appreciate y'all for being my AAAs, my ADHD accountability assistants while I do this. Okay, body doubling is a real thing. I did, of course, like I said, reorganize my station over here. I just kind of moved my station back and made a little bit more space for Demi so that he won't be as tight over there. I'm itty bitty, so me being tight over there didn't feel like nothing, but I wanted to give him some more space and kind of make sure everything is spruced up and clean for him, lay out his products for his next client. And that right there, I could do that. I can come in here, I can clean the bathroom, I can fold towels, I can be the assistant to the hairstylist. Would you look at that? Now I'm working for the man. Now I'm working for him, and I am encouraging him and pushing him and supporting him in being whoever he is about to be. We don't know what's about to happen for Demi, but I am so excited for him. He is so deserving, and he genuinely cares for people just like I do. And that is so very rare in this industry. So shout out to him. Shout out to the salon and our growth. I already am receiving it. I already feel it. I already know. That's why I'm so excited. That's why it's tingling so much. I am about to leave out of here. I need to go home and be a barber. Okay, I gotta go cut my husband's hair. I'm going to put this stuff away. And I came in here yesterday and cleaned the bathroom, stocked up everything, paper towels, toilet tissue. I also went to Cosmoprof, got some re-up on some products. Y'all wanna Cosmoprof product haul real quick? I can go grab everything. Matter of fact, I'll do that in another video. Let me read these comments. Miss Tanya, congrats. I'm actually looking for a spot myself. Goal is a beauty supply store for natural hair. Yes, there was a Black-owned beauty supply store here in Fayetteville. They were open for many years, but they recently closed. So, you know, it's always a need for that. And I think that they were very successful while they were open. I'm not sure why they closed. But yes, congratulations on your future success. I'm big on customer service. Absolutely. I love it that way. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming in today. Be on the lookout for more videos. That's it. That's all. Bye, y'all.